Hey y'all, I didn't expect to be out here today, but it's a late December, 2 days before Christmas, almost 55-degree day here in the Syracuse, New York area. So I came out to check on the bees, and this is what I found. So just a reminder, I've got 3 hives. This is the leftmost, middle, and the right. Let's start with this middle hive here. I scraped out a massive pile of bees that were up at the entrance there. They were behind the entrance reducer. These are the entrance reducers I run. As I started to scrape out the bees, a river of water came out of the hive. Not sure exactly where all that came from. It's a good chance that it was just condensation that got backed up in the hive. Meaning, for whatever reason, my quilt box wasn't doing the job. This is the quilt box up here. It's full of wood shavings, has polyester fabric across the bottom. There are bees in there. There's a small cluster down in the bottom box. I have no idea if there's a queen or if she was part of this mess down here. I didn't see one. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that there's a queen, and we'll see what happens with this hive, come spring. As you can see, not a lot of activity. No bees coming and going. I've only seen 1 or 2. I did blow into the bottom 2 boxes there, and did hear quite a bit of buzzing. So I do believe there was a cluster in there. They have quite a bit of stores. The upper 2 boxes are completely full. So we'll see how that goes. This hive over here on the left, this was a new hive I started last year. These are Russian bees. As you can see, it's going to gangbusters here. Everything looks great. This hive is treated with Apivar. It's the only hive I have treated, and it's doing phenomenal. This winter, every time I've come out and put my ear to a hive, this one has always been making noise. Hive on the left, this was my very first hive, started 2 years ago now. This hive is DOA, it's done. I came out yesterday and put my ear to it, didn't hear anything, tapped on it a bit, didn't hear anything. Came out today, same deal. Pretty sad, huh? So after not hearing anything this morning, I decided to go through it. I started taking the boxes off one by one, and of course, just a lot of dead bees. Not sure what went wrong. Wasn't treated, so it's entirely possible that it lost its Russian genetics. Queen might have mated with an Italian drone. It does look like the bees absconded though. There's not really too many dead bees in the hive anywhere. Bottom board's mostly clean. So good chance that they left. My brother-in-law was here yesterday and he pointed out scratches on the bottom board. Something was trying to get in here. As you guys know, I've got the bees in this enclosure here, and I don't see any penetrations or anything, but my brother-in-law said more than likely a raccoon climbed up right up the wood here, came over the top, got in, started scratching away. So it's possible that the bees were disturbed, upset, kept breaking cluster on the cold days, and finally just decided to leave. It's also possible mites got the hive. I'm not going to go through these lower 2 boxes here, probably until springtime. I'm going to leave them out here. I'm going to keep the entrance reducer all closed up. As you can see, it's locked shut. Keep the cover on it. There's really not much honey stores in these bottom 2. There's probably a good bit of pollen sacked away though, and probably some brood. So I'll cut out the whatever decaying brood is left in the spring and donate those to either another hive or try to start a new one. There were 2 additional boxes up here. They've been donated to these hives, so each of these has roughly another 40 pounds of stores to get through the winter, which is good because they only had 3 boxes, which in theory should be enough. So we'll see. This hive here, this middle one, which as you can tell, not a whole lot going on at the moment. Although you can see the river of water coming out still. Although the entrance was, it's probably been backed up for quite a while with water and a mess of dead bees. It's probably still warming up, and it's in the low 50s here. It's not unusual. I wouldn't expect to see a ton of activity around every hive. These guys over here, purebred, thoroughbred Russians, they're going gangbusters even when it gets cool out. These guys don't have a lot more cleanup to do because I cleaned out and scraped out all the dead bees, as you can see from the massive pile on the ground here. Some of these guys might be coming over from the other hive. It's hard to say. Although these Russians over here are generally a little bit smaller. Hopefully we don't get a robbing situation. I don't like to open the hives up too much, this time of year or even in the late fall, because with hives co-located together like this, the bees from one hive will smell the honey from the other, and then they'll go after and attack the weaker hive and rob it. Good news is both these hives now have ample stores, so that makes it a little less likely neither one is starving, that's for sure. There's tons of honey in both of these hives. None of this honey is anything I'm going to harvest because All of these bees have been fed, supplemented with sugar water. Obviously, I don't want to eat or sell or give away any honey that's got sugar water in it. And that last hive over there has it's being treated with apivar right now. There is apivar strips in the lower 2 brood chambers there. So obviously I can't treat if there's honey. I can't take honey if the hive's being treated. Let's put it that way. This little girl looks like she got stuck. I don't know what happened. Let's see if we can give her a boost. She got flipped upside down and stuck in that. There's probably some honey in there. There we go. Looks a little better now. I had some honey on some of my tools, so as I was scraping that off, I probably got a little syrup on the, or stickiness on the bottom board there, and it's making it tougher for the bees to walk around. Maybe I could scrape it off with snow, and maybe I'll throw some snow on there and just kind of scrape off the stickiness in a few minutes here before I pack up. So, I never expected to be out here today. This was kind of an impromptu thing. It got a little warmer than forecasted. It was around 11 a.m. Temperature was nice and warm. Wasn't expecting that today. Figured I'd come out and take a look, and it's you don't want to open the hives when it's too cold. It's late December, but it gave me an opportunity here to check on them, and I'm glad I did because I may have saved this middle hive here by cleaning it out. We'll see. Hopefully they can recover. All right, that's it. Probably won't hear from you much until springtime. Have a good one.